YouTube, what's going on? This is Hooker back with another Madden 20 Ultimate Team video. So today I'm going to be talking about building a theme team, and welcome anybody who's new. Hopefully you can enjoy my content, a lot of pack openings, and today I'm going to be going over how I built my theme team. And if you are new to the channel, please hit that sub button down in the corner. So if you guys aren't fully aware, I am a big Ravens fan, so I have built a Ravens theme team. And going about it, like, I don't have all Ravens players across my team. I mean, if you look at my offensive line, Bruce Matthews and Kevin Mawai, they're not Ravens players. I got Randy Moss, Tyreek Hill, Torrey Holt. They're not Ravens players. Just like, I built my team with a lot of Ravens players, but then a lot of players that are just some of the better at their position, or cards that I added on kind of early on just to kind of be able to win some head-to-head games, and then they've just been playing well, so I stuck with them. And if you look over, one of the big things I have is I have 38 out of 40 for the Ravens chems. So I need like 3 more, and we maxed out on the Ravens chems. So that, just looking at that, that's added 2 strength, 2 jumping, 1 agility, 1 acceleration, and 1 speed to all of my players. Let's go look at Lamar Jackson, for example. He's a 95 overall. But looking at his stats, he's got a 95 speed. And then he's got 94 throw accuracy, 98 throw under pressure, 95 throw in the run, and 94 play action. All those skills have been upgraded mostly through the theme team. And this is, I don't know if everybody knows about this, but one of the biggest things that I think for building your theme team is going to be upgrading your stadium and your coach and your, not your lineups, your uniforms. So if you go to your coach, all right, if you click X to upgrade your coach, you have all of these chemistries that you can add. Now, this is going to cost you a ton of training. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It costs a ton of training. But I was able to, and you can get 10 on your coach, 10 on your stadium, 10 for your home uniforms, and 10 for your away uniforms. And by doing that, I've got my I did Ravens balanced O. And that has with that completely maxed out, you can see it's added for all Ravens players, offensive and defensive, +3 catching, +3 juke move, +3 run after catch, +3 play action, +3 spin move, +3 catch in traffic, +3 throw under pressure, +3 pass block, +3 short accuracy, +3 short route running, +1 speed, and +1 awareness. And like I said, this is going to cost you hundreds of thousands of coins. But if you are truly committed to building your theme team, you have to do this. And you don't have to do the balanced O. You could do just rushing, and you could look at it, or just passing, or you could do pass D or rush D. It depends on the makeup of your team, but I was really trying to get Lamar Jackson up to speed, got him that +1 speed, get him a little bit better passing stats a little bit. So that's why I went with the balanced O. And just by looking at the rest of my team, by doing that, my Hollywood Brown, he's got 99 speed. Let's go to offense. He's got 99 speed. So as we're pulling him up, of course, I hit the wrong button to look at his stats, but let's just pull him up real quick. 99 speed, 88 jumping, 89 catching, 85 catch in traffic, 90 short route running. He is so fast. Nobody can keep up with him. He's just my wide receiver 5. He doesn't have the greatest, route running or the catching, or that height really sucks. He's only 5'9". But I'll sub him in if I'm trying to just bomb it, because he's so quick. He gets right behind the opponent's defense. So when you're building that theme team, that's something to take into effect. You got to also know who has the option to be on like your team. Like both my fullbacks, Kyle Juszczyk, he's got Ravens chem. Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards. I mean, John Brown's got Ravens chem. All my offensive line pretty much. And defensively, the Ravens have an amazing secondary in this game. And, I mean, Deion Sanders, Ravens chem. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Rod Woodson. And then my theme, was it the theme diamond player? They get triple chem. So whatever the theme player is for that team, I would complete that set or just buy them off the auction market because that's adding 3 to the overall team chemistry as well. And then another big thing that I do is every single backup, with the exception of Pat Tillman here. I don't even have my Pat Tillman maxed out all the way or in the right position. I just have him in there because he still makes plays. But I have my backups in every position is a Raven. And that's just adding to that Ravens chem. With the exception of Kenny Clark here. But like if we go on through every position I have, if my starter isn't, my backup is. So that adds on to a lot for your chems. I mean, RG3, Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards. The only thing I don't have is wide receivers. That's because there's not great Ravens wide receivers in the game. Steve Smith Sr. comes out. I'll add him in. Maybe like a Legends Derek Mason. I don't know if that ever been a card. Anquan Bolden. Those are cards that I'll add to the team when they eventually come out. But having your backups, and then I don't even have the same chem on my whole offense or defense. So like I use West Coast and I use Zone Run, and neither of them are completely maxed out quite yet. Once some players get some higher overalls, you can add like the 3 or the 4 of it, and that will eventually max them out. But like all of my players that would be throwing or catching the ball has West Coast chem. So all my receivers, my quarterbacks, my tight ends, and then all of my backup offensive linemen, the exception. I mean, I have a silver player on my team just to get that chem, but he can't get a like one of the West Coast or whatever like that. But I have West Coast on all of my back. Oh, I need to add it to Bradley Bozeman actually. But I have it on all of my backups, and then for my starting offensive line, I have Zone Run, and then on my running backs and my fullbacks, I have Zone Run. And same for defense, I have 2 different chems. So I have lockdown on anybody that's going to be going out into coverage. So my secondary and my middle linebackers are going to have a lockdown. And then my defensive line and my outside linebackers all have pass rush. And by doing so, I'm at tier 5 lockdown, tier 4 pass rush. I could probably get some players that can get more. I'll eventually get it all maxed out at some point in the game. But that's really what I did to build my team is you got to know what players can have that attribute for multiple teams. Some players have played on like 5 teams. Like if you look at Deion Sanders, correctly, we got to go to upgrade him. But if we're looking at him from the upgrade screen and you go to look at his teams, I mean, Deion Sanders has played on 5 teams. So if you're doing a Cowboys team, a 49ers, Falcons, Redskins, or Ravens, you could have Deion Sanders getting that team's chemistry. And there's a lot of players like that. Randy Moss is another one. He's got like 5 or 6 teams that he's got the chems for too. So just, you got to really know who's played on that team and then know what cards are out in the game. Like as soon as some of these Ravens secondary players really started coming out, that's when I put a lot more focus on building my Ravens theme team. When Lamar Jackson for Blitz came out, that's when I upgraded my coach and my stadium and my uniforms so I could really get him up in speed. And I don't even have like the final chem on all of my players where you can get another speed or anything like that. That's something I'm going to do down the road where I'll get like Shaker or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sprinter. There's a bunch of them. I haven't even put those on my team yet just because I'm trying to not bite the bullet and spend that training quite yet. But that's really what I did for my theme team. And as some of these Ravens players will get higher upgrades, I will end up, having them take over starting roles and stuff. And eventually I'll kick out most of these players. I'll keep Randy Moss because he's amazing. It'll be an all Ravens offensive line just across the board. So those are just some things to look at when you're trying to build a theme team. You guys just got a kind of good insight on my squad a little bit. So if you guys see any players that I maybe missed that have some Ravens chems or used to play in the Ravens, I know for center I could bring in Matt Burke. That's one, but he's an expensive card. That's why I haven't done it. to really power him up. I'll either have to use like 2 big power-up passes for a center or spend 1,000,000 coins on a center. So that's the reason why I don't have Matt Burke in there at center. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. Any suggestions, any comments at all, we can just talk it out. And if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button down in the corner. I would really appreciate help keep growing. I know this is a slightly different video than you guys are used to. I just want to talk a little bit about how I went about building my theme team and some stuff that maybe can help you guys build yours. So anyways, guys, this is Hooker. Happy Madden out there, and I'll see you real soon.